Welcome back to the world that was 2,400 points of Bretonnia riding out against the Ogre Kingdoms. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us again today for another 8th edition fantasy game between Bretonnia and the Ogres. We're playing 2,400 points today. Reason for that is these are possible lists which we might take to Cardiff Crusade, which is in about 3 or 4 weeks' time, although it's probably happened by the time that this video actually comes out. So mine Ogres are a +1 and the Brets are, I think, +5?
+6.
+6. It's all about scoring units at Cardiff and holding on to objectives. Although we are not playing a Cardiff mission today, we are playing one from, I think it was in the General's Handbook of many, many years ago. It is called Blood in the Snow, although there's not too much snow on the board today. Basically, it's a normal battle line game, but there is some insane weather with lightning storms, tornadoes, and everything coming out the sky. So hopefully that'll be a little bit of fun and cause some suitable chaos throughout the game. Just before we run you through the lists, as ever, if you don't already, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, please. It doesn't cost you a penny, helps us out a bunch, and means you don't miss any of our videos. So with that, let's run you through the lists. Let's run you through this Brett's list then. What have we got, Jay?
On the left flank, we've got 12 peasant bowmen, and then sitting behind them is a paladin on Pegasus.
With lots of magic stuff.
Yes.
It is open lists at Cardiff, but we'll sort of reveal the magic items as they come up through the game, really.
Then a big unit of 20 peasant bowmen with 3 Pegasus knights behind. Then a unit of 8 knights errant, and the lord is in there leading them, who's the general. We've then got 35 men-at-arms with a damsel there. She's a level 1 on beasts, so she's got Wissons.
Yeah.
We then have 7 Grail Knights. We've also got the BSB in there and a Prophetess who's level 4 Heavens. So she's got Ice Shard Blizzard, Harmonic Convergence, Curse of the Midnight Wind and Comet. And then out on the right are 24 Battle Pilgrims.
Not in a gamey little dart. In a proper unit. Cool. 2,400 points of Bretonnians. And with the Ogres, we've got Hungry Harry the Giant out on my right flank. First of the 2 Saber Tusks by the wood. Little unit of 3 standard Ogres with Iron Fists, and then 6 Iron Guts with a full command behind them. Iron Blaster sitting at the back. Main unit for the Ogres is this unit of 6 Man-Eaters. They've got a full command, so it's not Bragg in the front. He is the standard bearer. They have all got heavy armour and brace of ogre pistols, and then their special rules are poisoned and stubborn. Also in that unit is the level 4 Slaughtermaster and the BSB. Slaughtermaster has got Spine Marrow for stubborn, Toothcracker for the +1 toughness, Troll Guts for regen, and the Maw. I didn't get any doubles, so not necessarily the spells I would have picked, but there we go. Got 6 Ogres with full command, Iron Fists out on the left, 2nd Saber Tusk, and then 3 Rhinox Riders, who are the main unit here. Awesome, they're the big comp penalty. They have a standard bearer and musician, heavy armour, Iron Fists out on my left. So you've seen the armies, we've now done the Vanguard moves. There's only one for the Pegasus Knights jumping up. There will not be a roll-off for the first turn, as the Bretonnians, as expected, are going to get off their horses, kneel down and pray. But just before we go into Ogres at turn 1, we're going to roll for the weather. There's a chart, everything is bad, basically, apart from a 6, which is clear skies. And then we roll at the start of every player turn for the weather to get probably worse. So, as we start the game, the higher the number, the better the weather. It's a 3. What's that?
Ice Shard Blizzard, which is exactly the same as the spell. So -1 to hit for everybody, -1 to leadership, and your Iron Blaster needs to roll a 4+ to be able to fire.
Fantastic. Let's go into Ogres turn 1. Turn 1, movement is complete. Run up sort of everything out on this side. Giant's just trying to keep out of charge range, really, of that chap on the Pegasus, because he's got the heroic killing blow and everything. Everything else is pretty much run up. Cats out front to be a bit of bait and get killed. We're into the magic phase. Got 10 dice to 7, and we're going to start with a fireball, which is from the Ruby Ring of Ruin on my BSB, down onto the Peasant Bowman, that big unit there. So it's cast on an 11.
Yeah.
Letting it go. It's only D6 for 1. And we've killed 1. Or I know who... Oh, they don't have the prayer bonus, do they? Of course. Okay. We're going to try Bubbling Toothcracker, which is +1 toughness for everybody within 12. So it affects all these guys down here. Let's spend 4 dice at that. Oh! You even said you're going to go down the whole turn 1. So we know what is going to happen next. That's cast. We'll check who's within range, but it should be everybody around here. It's all at +1 toughness. Let's throw this game away on turn 1 with a spell I didn't really need. What's happened? Ooh, we are knocked down the hole. That's the only important thing that we need to work out there. Lost 1 ogre to the calamitous detonation and enough power dice that I couldn't cast anything else. So we're straight through to shooting. We're going to try the Iron Blaster down into that nice Lance of Knights. I need to roll a 4 up to shoot it because of the Ice Shard Blizzard that is raging, which we do. So 10 from the back. And we bounce the higher of these 2 rolls, 8. So we are 8 from the back and we're bouncing 8 straight through them all. So we're
aiming at the...
Yeah, aiming at your lord. So take the look out, sir.
Nope.
Oh no. Okay. Well, we might not kill it.
Do the 2 errants first.
Well, if we don't kill the lord...
Doesn't matter. I'm not monstrous.
Yeah. So the 2 errant behind. 2.
1.
And then let's roll to wound the Lord. We've wounded him. Is it a 5 up, say, ward?
Yep, so...
I now do D6 multiple wounds, but he has...
1 wound left.
1 wound left. And he's now down to a 3 up ward save due to his fancy bits. Okay, there's going to be some shooting down here from... the man-eaters, probably into the knights as well. We'll get that done. 1 knight unhorsed through to the poison shots coming in from the unit down here. And with it, that is the end of Ogres turn 1. Bretonnians turn 1. Before we get into any charges, we have to roll for the weather. What's happening?
It's getting worse.
It's getting worse. Okay.
It's now a lightning murder storm.
A lightning murder storm. That sounds brutal. We are rolling for every unit on the board. Flyers are hit on a 1 or a 2. Everyone else is hit on a 1 and they take...
4+ armour save or better is also 1 or 2.
So that's these guys down here for me.
And
the Iron Blaster, and they're taking D3 strength 6 hits, I think, isn't it?
Yep.
Right, we'll get rolled up and then we'll come back once the movement phase is complete. So before we get into the movement phase proper, we have resolved the lightning murder storm, and its wrath has been utterly unleashed on the ogres and solely the ogres. 5 of my units have been hit. Giant, small unit of ogres, Iron Guts, big unit of ogres, Saber Tusk have all been hit by this. Not a single Bretonnian has been struck by lightning.
That's
so
what praying does for you.
Exactly, the prayers and the blessings clearly working in their favour. We're going to quickly roll off and see how many hits each one's taken and get those resolved. So we'll start left to right as I look. 3 on the giant. Oh, okay. That's better. Why can't you roll those 1s for you otherwise? Down on these guys are taking 3 as well.
It's 3 wounds. That's 1 dead.
Strength 6, yeah. We've lost an ogre there. There's going to be a panic test, which they have passed because I am leadership 9. I've got a standard discipline down here. So that's good. Big unit here. 1 hit.
Does a wound.
1 wound on them. These guys, 3 hits.
Just the 1 wound because they're toughness 5.
Yeah. And the Saber Tusk, who is takes strength 6.
Oh yes, sorry, he
So
would
he
take
takes a wound as well. Cool. Right, we'll get the wounds done and the models come off, and then we'll come back for Jay's movement. Right, we've got quite a few charges from the Brets coming in. Some of them a little bit complicated in the order which they need to be resolved. So we have got the Pegasus Knights going into the Iron Guts. We've
Don't think they can fail.
got the Errants down into the front of these guys, so we need the Pegasus out of the way first. Over here, in this order, which will have to be how they're resolved, we've got the peasants, men-at-arms, coming down into these guys. They're very unlikely to make it, but they just need to get out the way so that the Grail Knights can wheel enough and swing out the back to come down into the Rhinox, and then the Pilgrims are going down into the Cat. So we'll quickly resolve them with the charges. I don't think your Pegasus Knights can fail. So Pegasus are easily in.
They're easily in.
Those guys are easy in. Now the important one here is that the Men-at-Arms do not roll a Snake Eyes.
Oh, they're fine.
They're bumbling forwards, which means these guys need an 8, I think.
I think they might have just failed.
We'll check that one.
And these guys are in.
Cool. Right, we will get the movements done and then come back for magic. We are into the magic phase, so just to recap on the movement, charges have both gone in here, the Pegasus have come right over this side. You can see the intention that these guys will blow through those Ogres and get to follow up to fight a second time. The Pilgrims made it in, other 2 failed, so slightly better for me on that side. We're into the Winds of Magic. It was the same as last time, 10 dice to 6. One of the additional rules about this scenario is that spells from the Law of Heavens are at a -2 difficulty to cast, so with all the raging weather that's going on. So it means that Jay's level 4 has got effectively almost like a level 6, but bonuses. So we're starting off with a Comet, which is being picked for sort of underneath his head.
Just about cast?
Just about cast, because it's -2, so what are you on there?
10.
Yeah, 10. I mean, I could risk it with 2 dice, but I'm on a +5 because of my law attribute, so...
Just losing your scroll, though.
Yeah, I'm going to risk it. Oh, damn. So, bringing you up to speed, the Comet is due to come down directly underneath the Slaughtermaster at the minute. In the remaining magic phase, Harmonic Convergence was cast down on the Pilgrims. I managed to stop Ice Shard on the Rhinox, and then you failed to cast Wissons. Shooting phase, the Archers here tried to kill the Saber Tusk, but only got 1 wound through. These guys opened up down onto the Man-Eaters, a little more success, and did enough to take off the guy with 2 wounds left. We are halfway through the combat phase. The Saber Tusk down here managed to kill 1 Battle Pilgrim, but then they slaughtered him and very eagerly ran 10 inches forward straight into the mouths of the Rhinox. Brings us round to this more interesting ones down here. We are obviously starting with the Errant and the Lord guy that's with them. They're all immune to Psych and everything, so my fear causes nothing. My only bonus is I'm toughness 5, but the counter to that is he's got a magic sword that is better against toughness 5. So, starting with him. He's
3 hits.
Yeah.
Only 1 wound at strength 5.
I will just get a 6-up parry. Nope.
Which becomes 3 wounds.
3 done so far, and then many knights still to go as well. 5 knights, but lots of attacks. Cardiff rules, which is what we're playing with these, gives them devastating charge, so I don't think this ogre is long for the world. How many hits do we get? Ooh, it's not brilliant. Enough, I think.
So there'll be strength 6 on the charge.
Yeah, they've got the banner for the +1 strength as well.
4 saves, so straight to parries.
No, none. And I'm assuming you want to overrun.
I very much do, yes please.
So we haven't measured it yet, but you probably need about 5 or something like that. Ooh, a 6. We'll measure it live for you. I think a 6 will be enough to get them in.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, 6 easily gets them in. They're going to run forwards, and then we're going to fight this combat where they all get to swing again. Halfway through the combat down here, 3 ogres slain, 8 wounds caused so far. The Pegasus Knights did fail their fear test, though. So in terms of my attacks back, these 2 guys are going to go into the Pegasus, and my champion is going to go through into the unit. So go on to the Pegasus first, hitting on 3s, which is a rare privilege for an ogre. Strength 6 for 3 wounds caused.
So that'll be 6 up armour, 5 up blessing.
Can we kill 1?
1.5.
1.5. Very good. And then I've got 4 attacks from the champion going through onto the knights, who has 2 hits and 2 wounds at -3.
So 5 up, 5 up.
Oh dear, they love it. Right, we'll work out the combat res. I've lost,
Snakes.
basically, and I'm not going to be steadfast because we've still got a rank down here. So yeah, this is not looking good.
It's 12-4, so I've won by 8.
Snake Eyes to stay. With a reroll though. Second time lucky. No, they are off. There will be a panic test here, and we might flee through him even if... Yeah, panic test on this as well. So panic test on the Iron Blaster, who passes thanks to the General, and the General's unit at 5, they pass as well.
The pegs will pursue.
Pegs are going to pursue me, yeah. I am off. Oh, there's the Snake Eyes I needed. I think the pegs have caught me, yes.
10.
And probably run down into the Iron Blaster as well. That is going to take us to the end of turn 1 for Bretonnians. We'll come back, see what the weather does. We're very close to a Dark Storm Tornado, which is probably the best thing I could get at the minute to knock out some of these Brets. Let's see what happens. Ogres turn 2. Before we do anything else, we need to roll for the changing weather. On a 1 or a 2, it gets worse. We get a Dark Storm Tornado. 3-4, it stays the same. We did like a Murder Lightning Storm on everybody. And a 5-6, it gets better to an Ice Shard Blizzard. Ooh, it's staying the same. So we'll be rolling for every unit to see how many get struck by lightning. Hopefully it's the Bretonnians' turn this time, and then we'll come back for my movement. The lightning has been resolved. It was basically all the peasants and men-at-arms who got hit, so we've lost a smattering of peasants and men-at-arms over there. For the ogres, Giant was hit again, but wasn't wounded. And then I think I lost a wound here as well. Charges, so my ogres have gone into the side of the pilgrims. Couldn't see the knights with the man-eaters, and it was a long charge to get down to the men-at-arms, and we just risked the flank. Probably wouldn't break them anyway. And the Saber-Tusky was nice and close. There was no stand and shoot. He's gone into those men-at-arms as well. Other movement, Giants run around this way to get into the fight. We've Swift Reformed, backed off the strike point for the Comet, and that's pretty much it. The other stuff's in combat or dead. Winds of Magic, we're not blowing strongly at all. I've got 3 power dice. Thanks to your chalices and cups and things, and a channel, you've managed to get 4 dispel dice. But that isn't what this magic phase is about. It's whether this comet is coming down.
Nope.
Ooh, it's not coming down. We'll add another counter onto it. Up to 2. Safe for a tiny bit longer. I am just going to try and cast Regen on my own unit down here. 12, 16, it's cast. And dispelled. Brilliant. Oh, dear me. Well, we're going to do some shooting. We're going to have shooting from these guys down into the knights. 2 knights unhorsed through the poison shots this time again. It's going to be enough for a panic test. Can you really do with you failing this? No, they're fine. We'll go through into combat, see what's left. Into combat, Pegasus Knight was cut down. He managed to inflict a wound through first though, so the Iron Blaster did lose the combat, but has passed the break test. Over here, hacked down to a Pilgrim. We've just got the Reliquary left. It is stubborn. There was a couple of wounds caused back. So can you pass your stubborn 8?
Oh, I love it.
Yes, you can. These guys are no longer in combat, so I think I get a reform with them. So we'll get them spun around in a minute. Still got this one to do down here with the Saber Tusk. I'll have a fear test.
Fine on their own leadership.
Wow. And he can't bite. 1. So I've already lost combat.
Draw.
Oh yes, sorry, drawn as it is. Can they do a wound back? Finish him off. Let's find out.
4 hits.
Yeah.
Yes.
1 wound, 2 wounds. He is slain. Okay, we'll get my reform done, and we'll come back, see what the weather does as we go into Bretonnians turn 2. Bretonnians turn 2. Yes, somehow that's... Oh, we've made it to turn 2 with this amount of destruction already. And there could be even more if we summon a Dark Storm Tornado on. Let's see what the weather's doing.
Yep.
Yeah, we have a Dark Storm Tornado. So for this, we roll a Scattered Ice.
3d6.
Whichever direction it points in, we roll it in the middle. Whichever direction it points in, the tornado comes on from where that point would meet the edge of the board, and it travels 3d6. So we want it to face away from me. Yes, so it's going to go from the middle of the board almost straight on through those peasants. It is coming on a mighty 9 inches.
Probably get a few peasants.
Probably hit a few. It's a large round template, and it stays in play till the start of next turn, and then we see what happens with the weather again. We'll get that on play, we'll get it resolved, and then we'll come back after the charges and other moves have been completed. The Dark Storm Tornado is raging through these peasant bowmen. They have to take strength tests, and that's what Jay rolled. So, fairly hardy peasant bowman there. The tornado stays in play, like we mentioned, until the start of next turn, when it may dissipate or it may carry on and keep raging, and the peasant bowmen have to try and get away from it on their next movement phase. So at least they lose their stakes. Charges, we have got men-at-arms and the knights here going down into these ogres, doing a similar thing as we saw over on the other side, where the knights will be pushed over this way to overrun through into the Rhinox. And down here, this chap with his heroic killing blow is finally going to try and get into the giant. Should we roll for this one? This is the one which is possibly more... Oh, wow! Okay. He's in. Yep. Don't think these guys down here can really fail either. Maybe just the men-at-arms. So the knights have made it in. And the men-at-arms need a little bit more. Probably made it in as well. We'll get all those moved. These guys, I think, are going to try and run away from this comet. We've got comets, we've got tornadoes. It's all going on. We'll come back for magic. Brett's movement is complete, so the charges have gone in here in that nice combination, ready for the overrun if they break my ogres. The peasant bowmen have run forward, abandoning their stakes to get off that tornado. The charge went in down here. These knights tried a swift reform, so spun around hoping to run away from the comet, but failed the test for the swiftness, so they're a little bit stranded. Might not matter though, because the comet could be coming down right now to obliterate what's left.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
The range though, have they escaped the range?
Yep.
No.
Ooh, 11.
13.
13
Nope,
with a +2. So it's going to hit a lot of things.
Not there.
Not quite making it over there, but everything around here is going to get annihilated from a comet. We'll work out the hits, we'll show you what's left. The comet has struck, only killed 2, 3?
Yeah, 2.
2 of these guys. We lost quite a smattering of wounds because of how they had to be distributed. So Champion's taken 1, we lost some of the man-eaters, and the BSB's taken 1. Pegasus Knights were annihilated, only 1 wound through in the Iron Blaster, got a little bit lucky there. Magic phase, pretty successful considering it was only 4 power dice. There is an Ice Shard Blizzard down onto the Ogres. There's a Curse of the Midnight Wind down here, and there was a Harmonic Convergence, which was the only one I managed to stop. So we're into shooting. There's going to be quite a lot of longbows who are coming down into the man-eaters, and then after that we get through into this giant melee down here. We're through into combat. Fear test has been passed down here. He's used his Tress to get hit on 2s, basically. Can he kill him? He can hit. Just need a 6 to wound. And he's gone. But which way will I fall over? Come on, let's squash him. The giant has done nothing. Hit by lightning twice. And he's going to fall into the wood and die. In a very tactical change of play, Jay decided to do this combat with the Rhinox first. What was your rationale for that?
So that you weren't getting 6 easy combat res for killing the Reliquary.
Yeah, so if these guys, if we'd done this one first, which is what you sort of expect, the Knights would overrun and get to fight again, but I would put my attacks into the Reliquary, kill that, and get 6 points of combat res straight up. And given that these guys are toughness 5 and a 1-up save, that could be enough to swing it. So, yeah, this one was done first. I killed the Reliquary. I've then reformed round to bring a guy back, which might seem a bit odd, but this combat here, I've now lost this one on a -5 on my break test. When these guys inevitably overrun and charge, they're not going to be in base contact with all 3, so I actually get 3 more attacks by stepping behind because the rider can support. So we've resolved the combat down here. Few men-at-arms killed. That was about it. I've lost an ogre and some wounds on the champion in a challenge. I'm at a -5. It's a snake eyes to stay. I am within BSB range. Not on the first. Not on the second.
I'll pursue with both.
Yeah, I am running... Oh, there's the thing. That's what happened last time, I swear. I'm running 2, so you've caught me.
Men-at-arms. And... Yep, they're comfortably
So, yeah. Get all these guys moved up, and then we will go into turn 3. I'm frenzied, so I'm immune to psych, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, we're going to turn 3. Amazingly, that's all we've made it to, turn 3. And the ogres have got Rhinox, damaged unit of man-eaters, and an Iron Blaster left. And I am... Oh no, I do finally have some victory points because I've killed the Pilgrims and Reliquary. Turn 3 coming up. Ogres, turn 3. Yep, that's all we've made it to, turn 3, and this is all that's left. Those knights are in combat, but they're perching very, very precariously on that hill, so we've just set them back a moment. Before we get to any charges, of which there will be 1, we roll for the weather. On a 5 or a 6, we go back to a murdered lightning storm, which somehow is the better option. Anything else, that stays in play. Yeah, the weather's got even worse than a death storm, dark storm tornado, but there we go. It now moves in a random direction, 3d6. So it is careering off this way, not going to cause any issues for a turn or two. 10 inches, somewhere near the edge of the board. So at least that is something. For charges, I only have 1, which is going to be the man-eater unit charging into the rear of the knights. Dilemma whether you hold or whether you flee. Like you say, you lose the blessing, but he's got a 3-up ward anyway, so he's not too bothered. Or do you take it like the valiant knight you are?
Yeah, they'll hold.
Going to hold. There's no other charges. We haven't measured it up yet, but that is not going to be enough. So they will fail forward 2. We'll get my other movement done. I think, well, I've got a different choice now with a cannon, but I think the 3-up ward is going to be too much, so probably try and cannon
Could still
him
kill
off.
the Owens and they'll flee there.
And yeah, come back for magic. We're through into magic. We're going to start with +1 toughness bubble to make... No, we're not. We're just going to do +1 toughness just on the man-eaters. 7, 11, it is cast. Thinking, yeah, try to dispel.
12 is dispelled.
We are going to try a... We're going to try a regen on the Iron Blaster. 6, 10. That is not cast. And then we'll throw 4 dice at Ruby Ring of Ruin. Onto those guys. It's cast. And it's stopped. What a blooming awesome magic phase. We're going to try and snipe this Ponzi Paladin off his Pegasus with the Iron Blaster. 10 from the back. Nice little bounce. Yeah, we've hit on the first bounce. I won't bother with the second. Do we wound him? Yes, we wound him. Does he pass his ward?
No.
No, he doesn't. How many wounds? 3. Enough. We'll check. Probably just about within 6.
Yep.
So there will be a panic test,
Pass.
which is passed down there. These guys can't shoot because of the charge, so it takes us through into this combat down here. 1 Rhinox cut down and only 1 Grail Knight killed in return. It was a bit of a whiff. Curse to the Midnight Wind hurting with all the 6s I had to re-roll. I've lost, I'm stubborn. Leadership 8. If I flee this, it's game. Ooh, they are sticking around as we go into Bretonnian turn 3. Turn 3 for the Brets. Only thing to note in this one is they have reformed a mid-victory to make a nice long line to get some more attacks next turn. So, what's happening with the weather? It is staying the same.
Oh,
We are coming back at these poor peasant bowmen. 12 inches. It might get underneath them. We'll have a look if it's going to get underneath them. We'll let Jay do his other moves. We'll come back for the magic. Magic phase, not a single spell was successfully cast. I managed to dispel everything through my own dispel dice and a dispel scroll. Shooting, the flipping peasants have managed to get 2 wounds through and finish off one of the man-eaters. So that unit is replenished. And then we're through to combat down here. Now, the knights are all going before me. Lots of attacks coming in. No lances anymore, but let's see what they can do.
Good hitting.
And to wound.
3.
At minus
Just 1.
nothing. We love it. Right.
6 horses.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay, I'm going to do my attacks. Well, the riders go before the Rhinox, which is important because if I can kill enough, we might drag that prophetess down into combat. We've killed 2. We do drag her into combat, but only with 1. Probably not going to kill her. So we're going to put all the Rhinox into the remaining knights. Perfectly average. And 3 because you've got your special blood chalice. And any wards?
Oh no, I lose steadfast by losing 2.
Whoa, so we've won the combat.
By 3, I think.
I got 4 wounds and a banner for 5 to your 2 banners.
Yep.
So, yeah, I win by 3.
Bishop 5.
Can they stay? It is re-rollable.
Yes.
Oh, they're holding on. Tenacious 2 knights and a prophetess. That is the end of Bretonnians' turn 3. Ogres' turn 4. Ogres' turn 4. Weather time. What's the forecast? It's staying the same, which means that this thing is going to move again. 3d6. It's coming 11 inches through this way, so we might hit a few men-at-arms. And
what was the angle?
yeah, pretty much that. So we've got a couple of men-at-arms maybe, and then it's in this mausoleum for the dead knights, which is what we're playing this as. And
they finally started dying to it.
yeah, these have been very, very hardy bowmen. Okay, so into my movement proper, we've got a couple of charges. The Iron Blaster is trying to charge down into the knights.
Hold.
And the man-eaters, or what's left of them, are trying to charge down.
Stand and shoot.
There. Okay. We'll let Jay do his stand and shoot reaction, and we'll roll up. These guys, I think they both need a 9 to get into their respective units. Movement, magic, all complete. The man-eaters successfully made their charge with an ogre charge nonetheless. Iron Blaster failed though, so he's trundled forward waiting to be charged back. Magic was a non-event, didn't manage to get anything off at all. We're into combat. We're going to start with the one down here. So I have D3 impact hits thanks to the ogre charge. So the man-eaters, being strength 5, have got 5 impact hits. Might as well roll those first. They've killed 4. And then the Slaughtermaster at strength 4 has 1 impact hit, which has killed another one. And I think my BSB is probably the best initiative. We'll work it out. I think there's going to be lots of dead peasants. Turns out, Rhinox are really bad. I have utterly, utterly whiffed. I took a wound and did 1 wound in return to that entire unit. Which means I have lost the combat. I'm a stubborn 8. I'm staying around for 1 more turn at least. As we go into Brett's turn 4 now. Worth mentioning down here, as expected, I annihilated the peasants. Brett's turn 4. The weather did not change. The tornado continues to rage through the battlefield. It's come back into the middle. We only had 1 charge, which was the knights down here who couldn't fail. Men-at-arms have spun around, thinking that there might still get a chance to get into the fight here. Into the magic phase, Jay said, the prophetess is just going to blow herself up and take some of you with me. He then proceeded to roll 2 dice for an ice shard blizzard, and right on cue, got the double 6. That isn't quite the time you're expecting to blow her up, but let's see what she does. Yep, she is going to go down a hole and blow up and see who she takes with her. Lots of 1s rolled for the wound rolls here, so only 1 knight was killed and the prophetess didn't take a wound either. Let's hope that the 1s continue as we see whether you're down the hole. No. No! Dang.
Roll with a d6 for how many dice I lose. Oh, I can't irresistible force anything now.
No, and you can't cast any more spells with her anyway, so that is it. You've got 1 dice, I've still got...
I can't cast
many.
on 1 dice. So.
No. End of magic?
Yes.
Maybe got a little bit of shooting with bow fire, and then we'll come back for the combats. Combat. General alone single-handedly dismantled the Iron Blaster, and they've turned around to get back in the fight here. And this complete tickle fest continues. I had managed to kill the prophetess, but we drew the combat. My musician shouted as loud as he could, but it wasn't enough to rout them. So we continue to not do a whole lot to each other, but there's a load of men-at-arms potentially coming in next turn. A turn 5 summary. It started with the Darkstorm Tornado dissipating. We went back to Murderous Lightning, which struck only the Peasant Bowmen, who took a few casualties. They turned and legged it. That affected my charges then, so these guys didn't charge. Man-Eaters spun back round to get into the fight. Magic phase, I got off Troll Guts and Toothcracker. We tried a Fireball down here, but didn't manage anything. And this combat, as you can see from the lack of any models who have been removed, has continued to do absolutely nothing. No wounds caused either way. Ice Shard Blizzard is what caused the problems with it. It means that the Rhinox have lost the combat because there's 2 banners there to my 1. So I'm a stubborn 8. I'm sticking around as we go into turn 5 Bretts. A turn 5 summary for the Bretts. We started off with the weather, which improved again. We went back to an Ice Shard Blizzard, which affects the entire battlefield. We had 1 charge, which was the Lord trying to charge out down into this unit. He didn't roll very well, came about an inch short and has just stumbled out of his unit. And in the combat, oh, so we do have another charge. We had the men-at-arms, of course, going in. Down here, the Damsel did a Wissons with the only spell, miscast it because she threw every dice that she had at it. Killed probably more in the detonation than I think the Rhinox managed to kill. Not very much done to each other. It was a drawn combat, even with musicians, so nothing happened there. And it carries on, which means somehow, despite after, at the end of turn 2, looking like an absolute bloodbath, we have made it through to turn 6. We'll start with the weather, which is improving again. We're now just maybe a bit of rain, I think.
Yep, torrential downpour.
So we can't shoot pistols, and black powder stuff is like a 4 up to shoot.
No, nothing. No black powder stuff can shoot at all.
Oh, no black powder. We haven't got any left.
And your pistols can't shoot.
And the pistols aren't. That's fine. We're going to try a charge down onto him. We're going to hold it.
Yep.
7-13. We should have easily made that in.
Yep.
And then we'll do some magic. So the charges made it in. Magic, we got back the spells which we had before, Troll Guts and Toothcracker. And the combat over here, we whiffed again, lost the combat, and finally failed a break test. The one who was on 1 wound was cut down by the men-at-arms, and then the standard bearer exploded as he died, which means all that I have left is this unit here. As we go into their combat, I have 2 impact hits to do first. At strength 5, 2.
He's passed them both.
Good for him. And then
I will be issuing a challenge that you cannot refuse.
So who do I want to accept with? My champion is on 1 wound. My BSB is only on 2, but is the best fighter that I have in the unit. He has the multiple wounds, doesn't he?
He does now. You've made everyone toughness 5, which I'm very grateful for.
Is he flaming?
No.
No, that's a shame. We're going to do the Slaughtermaster. The general is going to step up and accept your challenge. Is he? No, you're not flaming. No, no. The BSB's going to do it. Solid. BSB's accepting it because Troll Guts makes no difference to the Slaughtermaster, but it does to the BSB. So the BSB is stepping forward. Can he be hit? Twice. Can he be wounded?
Twice.
Twice? What's your strength? 6, aren't you?
Yeah.
Strength 6 is a -3, puts me on a 3-up armor save. Sorry, 6-up armor save. 4 up war. I've got my regen. Got my regen. Of which I failed them both. He's only got 2 wounds left. Your multiple wounds doesn't matter.
Only
Even though you only got 2.
Overkill.
He's killed. Brett's turn 6. The 2 last errant knights have charged into that unit as well. The damsel has run out to throw her support with a Wissons. A huge 12 power dice. She's got 1 spell. Can she get an irresistible force with it?
Yes.
Yes, she can. So these guys have got Wissons. What's she done to herself? Nothing too major, I don't think, really. Yeah. The combat down here. Final combat of the game. The Slaughtermaster this time has stepped up to accept the challenge. Man-Eater Champion is slid over. He'll get to attack into the Knights Errant. We're all the same initiative on that bit, so we're going to do the Knights Errant first.
No, you go first.
Or me first. I get 6 attacks thanks to the Ogre Pistols. I have 1 poisoned. And
The 3 will hit. When your weapon skill 3.
oh, even better. And it will wound because I'm strength 5 to your toughness 4. So 2 wounds at -2.
4 up, 5 up.
5 up ward.
The banner will be dead.
Killed a banner. Can they cut him down? It's the same initiative, so they do both get to attack. Ooh, not with hit rolls like that at all.
0 hits.
Yeah. Okay, well, we've got
2
a banner.
horses.
Oh, horses still get to go as well, yeah. Horse can hit. And it can't wound. Okay. Then we're into the challenge. It's a general off now in the final end of turn 6. What can he do?
All hit.
He gets lots of hits. Does he get the wounds? Re-rolling with all of his crazy magic items.
No. No, because
got...
Wissons isn't on him. So
No, because they're a separate unit now. 1. Strength.
5.
So -2. I'm not going to get an armor save. It's straight through Armor of Destiny on him. 4 up ward. Which we passed. Right. Let's knock him down. This insolent man. 3 hits. Strength 4. 3 wounds. It's Biting Blade.
All passed.
Which doesn't make a difference. So at the end of that combat, I've done a wound. And I have a banner. You've done no wounds, but you do have a charge. I think you lose by 1.
I do. I'll roll for the errant first.
Yeah.
Who is going to be fleeing?
Is he not leadership? No. Oh, he's by 1. Sorry, of course, yep.
And the general will be fleeing.
Both fleeing. I will pursue the general. I'm only going 8.
Errant.
Is that enough?
Goes 10.
Errant have made it. We're always going to...
Nope.
7. We catch the general. That takes
Deserves
us...
to die for that performance.
He does, really. Takes us to the end of turn 6 and the end of the game. An absolute bloodbath. This is what is left after 6 turns. To be honest, I'm surprised I had even this, because at turn 2, with lightning bolts and lances hitting me, I thought things were looking pretty stuck. There was about 161 points difference in the end in favour of the Ogres. On the Cardiff comp and the Cardiff pack, that would equals a 10-10 draw. There would also, all of theirs have objectives, which gives you potentially a 6-point swing. So at best, it could have been a 13-7, depending on the objectives, but not with the mission we played. 10-10, which is probably pretty fair, given how this looks at the end of the game. We've still got time before we have to submit lists. We're thinking maybe this for Cardiff or the mystery second army, who we might film later.
Probably the second army. A bit more.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same with the Ogres. It's it hinges a lot on those Rhinox riders, and they really didn't pull their weight today, getting beaten by men-at-arms ultimately. So we'll see. We will hopefully see some of you at Cardiff, and if you see these armies, well, you probably not had a preview because this won't come out till after, but this is how they performed in the warm-up games. Thanks for watching. Hope that you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button, drop us a comment or a thumbs up. Let us know what you thought. Let us know what you're taking to Cardiff, or indeed what you took to Cardiff. And we'll see you soon for another one.